that I see here this morning, and I look forward to this great workshop. I must start by saying that, in fact, by acknowledging all of you, as I said, but also more importantly, the Deputy CEO for Electoral Operations at the IEC, Mr. Masego Shiburi, and who will also give us a presentation later. I think his presence here underlines the importance of the partnership that we as the South African National Editors Forum share with the IEC in making sure that as we approach the elections, that our journalists are better equipped, that they have the necessary information and knowledge to be able to unpack and also understand how elections work. And this workshop is the first of a number of workshops, and it's also a culmination of the hard work that has been spearheaded by our chairperson of the Access to Information and Media Policy Committee, Isaac Minar, and also our chairperson for the Media Freedom Committee, Mary Papaya. And as we start this workshop, I think it's important that we begin with the fundamentals, which is why this workshop is titled aptly as it's how elections work. And it should be able to help us to navigate those waters. At the end of this workshop, we hope that you will be able to understand the constitutional and legislative framework for our elections, but also more importantly, to understand how our voting system works, how our hybrid system works, and that at the end of this workshop, you should also be able to understand the role and the functions of electoral institutions. And I think it's also important that as we go out there, we also understand and we know the things that we should look out for in an election. And I know that time and again as journalists, we interact with a lot of people and we face a number of challenges. So it should be important then as you come out of these workshops, that you should be able to even challenge respectfully so, even those who are in authority. You know that sometimes people flout the rules or throw their weight around with the necessary knowledge that you would have gained from these workshops. I know someone will ask as to why we're having an election workshop when we do not know when the election date will be. Well, the reality is that whether the election is today or whether it's next year, the knowledge that you would have gained from these webinars and also the upcoming workshops will be able to benefit the participants, not just to understand the upcoming election, but also its information that they can use in future. As I said earlier, there will be 7 of these webinars, which will be spread out over the next few weeks and the next months. Colleagues, the reason why we organized these workshops is because we understand and also we don't take lightly our role, which is to empower citizens with information and also to promote our democratic values. That is the role of the media. It's not the role of SANEF. It's the role of the media. It's our collective role as journalists. And we also know that for any democracy to thrive, it not only requires the 3 arms of the state, rather it requires a free and independent and a skilled media fraternity. And it's important that we always understand that for the democratic machine to work, the media is an important cog in that regard. But more importantly, this training cuts across all media. And at the end of all of this training, which will include, today we're starting with the first workshop, but we'll also do things like understanding how finances work, how municipal finances work. And I think that's an important one, which will help us unpack and also be able to read those documents. As you know, that most of the information is hidden in the numbers. And sometimes we're unable as journalists to decode that. So these workshops should be able to equip us in that regard. But the most important thing that I think we must walk away from, not just this workshop, but the rest of the workshops that are upcoming, is to understand that elections are not about political parties. Elections are about the people. So as we go out there, as we head out to those different communities, it is important that we always keep that in mind, and that as we tell those stories, we tell them from the perspective of those communities. It must be about their issues, it must be about their lives, and it must be about their localities. And with all the tools that you'd have gained from here, and also from our election portal. We did launch an election portal in July, and it has all the information we require and all the information about all the wards in this country. It is an interactive tool that you can use, and it will help enhance your reporting as you go into these areas, ladies and gentlemen. And I think lastly, as I wrap, it's just once again to reiterate that as journalists, we have faced a very difficult period, particularly over the lockdown period. And we know that political parties tend to be a bit hostile towards elections. So we will be working with the IEC in terms of the code of conduct, and also hoping that political parties will be able to commit to ensuring that the environment is safe for journalists as we go forward. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome all of you to this workshop, and I hope that as you walk away, you will be better equipped and have a better understanding of how our elections work. Thank you very much, Hopewell, and over to you.